Before we start this review, be sure to subscribe to our page for future content for Midwest Coaster fans. Let's go and get into the Fright Lane review. So, starting off, we went to Arias State. This was the first house. Definitely a great house. A lot of scares, and also very good theming. I would definitely rate this one as one of the ones you should definitely check out. But here in a second, you're going to see what the Fright Lane band actually looks like, and you'll definitely see that here in a second. I showed you what the band looks like. It includes access to 7 houses to include area estates. And on this video, I was just explaining that the line wraps around the building, so the regular line was long for it. It was definitely worth it with Fright Lane. You didn't have any wait at all. And like I said, the house was definitely worth the walkthrough. No complaints there. But yeah, 0-minute wait for Area State, which was really cool. Because as you saw, the line was wrapped around, so you were looking probably at a good 45-minute to an hour wait just on that if you were standing in the regular line. Then we moved on to Hexed, another great haunted house. This one you get a flashlight, and it's a witch theme. A lot of jump scares. Only one person in the group gets the flashlight, so it definitely makes up your mind playing tricks on you because you can't see anything really, and only one person in the group is leading the way. On this, there was maybe a 5-minute wait. Definitely, like I said, worth the wait. And the Fright Lane definitely was worth the money on this one as well. I think the regular line was looking at about 40 minutes at the time. So 5 minutes for Fright Lane, not bad at all. So as we concluded house number 2, we definitely were very happy with getting Fright Lane. And then we moved on to Zombie High School. The regular line for this was pretty long, and I think you'll be able to see this as we wrap around the queue. But the theme of this obviously is Zombie High School. It's more of a family walkthrough. Not one of our favorites, but still kind of fun with the music and everything like that. With this, we were looking at no wait. Even though the line was about 30 to 40 minutes, there was no wait for Fright Lane, which was crazy. I don't think a lot of people actually got Fright Lane on the Saturday that we went, which would have been the second weekend, even though the park was packed. So, yeah, definitely worth it for Zombie High School. Then we went to Slaughterhouse, and this area is well-themed. Definitely a well-themed area. The normal wait was pretty long. I don't remember exactly the normal wait for the regular line. But the theme of Slaughterhouse is basically you're going into a slaughterhouse that's gone wild. And the slaughterhouse is kind of turning against you, the pigs and everything like that. So this one had a lot of jump scares. Definitely one of my favorite themed areas and my group's favorite themed areas, as the whole team from Midwest Coaster fans was there. But there was a 5-minute wait for the slaughterhouse. Other than that, so far the Fright Lane, even as we go on to the fourth one, was still worth the wait because it cut down so much time compared to what everybody else was waiting. And it made the houses more enjoyable because you weren't waiting as long for them. And then we go on to Cornstalkers 2.0, and this was probably the longest wait on the Fright Lane. But the line for everybody else was looking at maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours. So we had to wait 15 minutes in the Fright Lane, which is a theme of basically you're walking through a corn maze and everything's jumping out at you. And then you have the Pumpkin King and stuff like that at animatronics. Definitely worth the wait on that. And number 6 on here is going to be Fairgrounds Freak Show. Walk-through attraction with a lot of cool things to look at. 5-minute wait on that. Definitely worth it with Fright Lane. Definitely another house you should definitely go check out. The theming's very well. Not as many jump scares, but it could have been when we were walking through. But still, really enjoyed this house. And definitely worth it with only a 5-minute wait for Fright Lane. So far, like I said, Fright Lane going into these houses was great. And then the number 6 house, or 7th house, sorry, was Deprivation. And Deprivation was our favorite haunted house. Just because you have nothing to look at. It's completely lights out. And with it being next to Seal of Vengeance, I think we had like a 5-minute wait. No, wait, we didn't have any wait at all. It was the walk up to the attraction. And I kind of took a second just to get like a good, quick off-ride POV of Steel Vengeance, because Steel Vengeance is so close to the attraction. So I definitely thought that was really cool. Deprivation, you are completely in the dark, and they separate your group. So let's just put it this way. Probably the scariest out of it, just because you can't see anything, and the scare actors do a really good job of messing with you. Was definitely our favorite haunted house. Probably our second favorite, or probably after this one, would probably have to be, Arias State. And I would say Slaughterhouse was on that top of the list as well. But you can definitely see that we just walked right up to it. And no wait for Fright Lane. So if you're asking me and asking our group, was Fright Lane worth the money? Yes, it is worth the money, because you don't spend any time waiting in line for the haunted houses or the maze, which is Stalkers. There's 7 in total that are included on it. Unfortunately, Boneyard Battleground was not included. But if you get there early to the show, obviously you could definitely get a good standing seat. Going to the last show, there was barely anybody there anyways, so we didn't really wait at all on anything. Unfortunately, that's the only thing that's not included on Fright Lane, but everything else was. So Fright Lane gets you through all the haunted houses one time, and you get a lanyard, and they punch each house, and that's how they know if you've been into the house or not. But Fright Lane made it more enjoyable, especially on a packed Saturday like was Halloweekends. Halloweekends is definitely cool, and the scare zones are really good as well. Unfortunately, I couldn't get a lot of the scare zones on here because the scare zones are a lot darker, making it hard to see, unfortunately, on here. But definitely check out Halloweekends if you get a chance to, and head out to Cedar Point for it. Get yourself a Fright Lane pass if you're able to afford it. If not, you'll just be waiting in longer lines, and I recommend probably going to spend at least 2 days for Halloweekends instead of just one. We spent 2 days anyways to ride more rides, but Fright Lane allowed us to enjoy all the houses with only having to do it for one night instead of 2, like most people probably had to do. The first night, we waited in a normal line for Stalkers, and it was a long line. And then the second night, we waited in a 15-minute line, so definitely know that. But thank you again for checking out my review. And please subscribe to our page. And until next time, this is Chris signing off for Midwest Coaster fans.